gonna waste money on a makeover for you. I was like, oh hey, hi, Wilma Fingerdoo here with the Fingerdoo review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, Episode 10. And all I need to say is, Jorge, drink me. Ooh, what is that? It looks very citrusy and sharp. It's called the Tight Tuck, after Trinity. Okay. Citrusy, I feel my tuck is tighter already. All right, so let's get started. This week we started off by saying bye to Valentina. Now here's the thing, I just want to start by saying, Valentina shot herself in the foot. We watched the whole thing happen. She didn't remember the words. She sat there and untucked and said, if I just don't think about it, it's never gonna happen. Well, it didn't work, did she? She ended up going home. I have to say, I dropped in on Maddie Rants, and he and Jamar had started their video review of Season 9, Episode 9 by saying, no for haters. I'd just like to send a shout out to Maddie Rants for saying, good for you. Those haters, we're supposed to be fighting haters, not creating them. If you got a problem with RuPaul running the show the way RuPaul's running the show, stop watching the show. Don't call her up or send her a message and tell her she sucks. She doesn't suck. If it were for RuPaul, you wouldn't have met Valentina in the first place, so pull it together. It's a show, people. Calm down. That said, everyone said bye to Valentina for like half a second. And I'd like to point this out too. I watched Untucked hoping for answers. I was excited for the beginning of Episode 10, hoping for answers. There were no answers. Valentina just dropped that ball and left it there. It didn't even roll, bounce out of it, plop, and it still smells a little. So they said bye to Valentina, bless. And there was Nina Bonina Brown and the Debbie Downer drama series. I'd like to just say, I'd much rather watch the Valentina show than the Debbie Downer drama series. I understand why Nina was saying that she wasn't happy. She sent a girl home. She didn't want to send Valentina home. She felt slightly responsible, as she should. Hey, she couldn't even enjoy the joy of being there. And I thought that Peppermint said it best when she was all, you know, I'm not, whoever thought that I would have to sit there and make somebody feel good for doing a good job. Good for you, Pep, and good for the girls. They all kind of went, that's enough for you, Nina. You either pull it together or lie there and stew. It's not our job to pull you up, girl. We are busy doing that with ourselves. So, RuPaul dropped in with this week's main challenge, which is one of my favorite. I always love the makeovers because I guess that's great tips. Well, this week they had something a little closer to home. They had to do makeovers on the RuPaul Drag Race crew. And can I just say, what a great crew. I am so jealous that those girls every season get to work with those people because they just seem so supportive, so interested, and so on their side. I am jealous, I am just going to say, because some people aren't always on your side. Seriously. So, Shea Coulee and Sasha Velour, because they won last week's main challenge, they got to pick who they wanted to make over and who everyone else was going to make over. Now I have to say, I thought they did an excellent job. I thought they picked people that were good for everybody. An artistic person for Nina, poor thing. You know, somebody who's a bit of a stick in the mud for Sasha. Pudgy girl for Alexis. I'm just saying, they picked some good people, and I thought that they made it very easy for everyone to find a family member. And I am just going to say this right now. Who else wants to marry Sarge? He was a doll, wasn't he? Little bald head, I love to lick that. And then he was just so funny and so interested, and he's been there forever. I can't imagine anybody having a problem with drag queens who's worked with them for 8+ years. I am. So there it is. Now, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say, I thought Peppermint got a hard bit of cheese this week from the judges. I don't think she did that bad. The thing about her costume and Wintergreen's costume clashing because of their colors, I mean, okay, Peppermint had a brown and camel houndstooth on. Wintergreen did not. Wintergreen had a black and white and gray fantasy number, but they both had kimono sleeves, they both had the same wig shape. For me, I thought that was a good job. Somebody else who I thought was so much fun was Sasha with Duncan, aka Donatella. Now, Duncan, as every AD in the world of film and television has no joy. They have they're the assistant director because the director's too lazy to do all the work, so the assistant runs around and does it all for him. So Duncan, I'm sure after 8+ years, is just focused and galvanized. And who better to work with than Sasha Velour? They did such a good job too. Duncan has the best sense of humor. I love the fact that he was very openly confident in saying to the world that his son likes to walk around in high heel shoes. Who doesn't? But to be able to say that his son likes to do that and to have no worry about it or care. It's like, well, he's 5, let him do what he wants. He may want to walk in a whole lot of things by the time he's 20. I'm not judging any of them, and good for you. Now, the other girls, I have to say, I don't think that Alexis did that bad this week. But I have to say, there was certainly, you know, you forget that Alexis made both those outfits. They were really well made. I mean, they looked store-bought. That's how well they made. I mean, they didn't look like a bunch of duct tape stuck to their head. Nina, I'm just saying, I thought that, you know, they had a good silhouette, same hair, both sparkly eyebrows. I mean, they looked related. I thought they did an all right job. I don't know why the judges were so hard on them. But I have to say, Shea Coulee with Bay, she picked a cute boy that looked a bit like her. And then she let her go down that runway with that Muppet in her face. I mean, she had that beautiful blue wig that matched Shea's violet one, but when she's going down the runway, it's like somebody reached out from behind the curtains and twisted the wig, so it was all like, I can't see, I'm too glamorous to walk. Until she got to the runway, Shea didn't know, she was just working her walk, and then it was like, oh, she tried to flip it back and fix it, it just didn't work, and we understand, things happen. But I felt bad for Shea. That's a rookie mistake, that wig shouldn't have moved. That wig on her head barely moved. She couldn't give an extra squirt or two of freeze on Bay's head. I am just serious. Obviously, Shea Coulee ended up in the bottom, and I think with good note. I mean, not that she looked great. I don't think that Bay looked bad, but that was a huge faux pas. I am so serious. And let's not forget Trinity and Glitta for Days, best drag queen name ever. Glitta for Days. That's the Wilma Fingerdoo. Let's just all give Glitta for Days, Glitta for a cheers, because nothing strikes fear into the heart of anyone more than the sound of duct tape being pulled off a roll and you're standing there with your dick between your cheeks. It's not going to be good for somebody is all I'm saying. So here's to Glittifa. Tight, that's a tight drink. I gotta give it to Trinity, I gotta give it to Glitta. They both just buckled down, buckled over, and taped everything up. It looked good. And they did that great complicated little choreography on the runway. They both looked like each other. I think it was nice that Trinity saved most of the fabric for the outfits for Glittifa because she looked a little more demure than Trinity. I'm just saying. Rightly so, Trinity won the challenge, and so she should. I think that they did an excellent job. The only other people that I thought did as good was Sasha and Donatella, but they were safe as well. So it came down to who sucked the most. And rightly so, Nina, bless. I mean, Nina was just not in the mood. She was just not in the mood. I think the minute that Valentina went home, she was ready to go. And surprise, surprise, Shea Coulee in the bottom. And I have to say, I think it was a good thing for Shea, because this was her lip sync to win. Nina had already given up. She all but said she was going to Charlie hide it out by pointing and staring, and she mostly did it. I'm glad she gave us a little more than just the bare minimum for her lip sync, but still, gee whiz, Nina. She started off so great, and you seemed so interested to be there. And then as days slipped by, so did your mood. And unfortunately, this is not the place or time for anybody to solve problems. This is a place and time for people to sparkle and shine. I'd like to point out it's also not the time and place for someone to learn how to sew. Sparkle and shine! You learn stuff before you get there is all I'm saying. There he is. So, Shea Coulee danced and sang it out. Nina pointed and Charlie hided it out a little. She crept over to a corner and squatted, but I tell you, watching her, I was about ready to squat too. But poor Nina, I hope she pulls it together. I hope she finds her happy place, and I hope when the season starts touring, she's sparkling and shining and maybe wearing something other than a corset and high heel boots. Not that she looks bad in that, I'm just saying I couldn't wear that outfit. But Shea Coulee survived to lip sync another day. Well, they're into the weeds now. Only 5 girls are left. Who do you think's gonna go home next? Everyone says it's Alexis. They're sick and tired of her. They're upset. They think that she should just take her bad attitude and go home. I don't know. It could be a lot of people. It's anybody's guess now because they're to the cream of the crop. Even if some of that cream's curdled is all I'm saying. Who's gonna go home? You're gonna have to tune in to Out TV and Out TV Go next week to find out. And then when you're done, you come on back and see me, and you and I'll compare notes. Till next week, miss me. Mwah! Ooh, seriously, Jorge, this tuck is so tight.